Hey, it's Mario here, and in this video I decided to share with you guys my take on the whole idea on how to stop worrying and how do you avoid becoming overwhelmed. And I know there's a bunch of other videos on this that I go for hours and hours. There's books written on this that you can go in depth. In this video I just want to share with you guys a little hack that I personally use to avoid getting overwhelmed, and things seem to be piling on my to-do list. And this is a question that I often get in live seminars. Guys approach me and say, man, I know you're working a lot of things. How do you stay sane? How do you not go crazy with so many things, so many clients, so many projects, so many things going on? And it's quite simple. And let me give you a quick example here in this video while we're doing this. So let me tell you to calculate something for me. So 100 minus 50 plus 589 divided by 2 times 3 minus 291 plus 5 minus 15 plus 5,976. Okay, have you got that? Did you calculate that? Even if you could remember all of that, and you might have remembered that if you're a math genius, you have awesome memory, and you can just spit out the result like that, for most people, that would be quite overwhelming to just give you the result, right? But if you just wrote all of that down, and if you just took it step by step, applying the rules of math, you could probably come up with a result, and you'd be pretty confident that you could do that. So here's a problem with becoming overwhelmed with many things, is that you try to solve it in your head. If I try to solve that math problem in my head, no matter how long I try, it's gonna be very, very difficult, because number one, I'm not practiced in that. The number two, it's like really hard to even keep all that in your memory, because your RAM, your working memory, is very, very limited what can do in the moment. So the simple method is just write the damn thing down. Get it out of your head, write it down, and break it down. So break it down into small chunks, and then you can actually handle each part separately. And that's the secret of not becoming overwhelmed, at least for me. You can read books on this. There's a really good book from Dale Carnegie on how to stop worrying and how to start living. And there's a lot of different books out there and that talk about the whole Stoic philosophy. Yeah, you can't control external events. You can only control your thoughts. Epictetus, Seneca, and all these guys. And I really respect all of that, and I really learned a lot from that, and I read all of these books. But sometimes, I would say for 80% of cases when guys ask me this question, it's usually a simple problem. It's just that you're trying to think it over in your mind. And if you just write it down, if you just get out of your head and just not let it boil in your head, just put it down on a piece of paper, use Evernote. You don't have to write. I haven't written in like 4 years except my signature. But if you put it in Evernote, if you put it in a Google document or something like that, it instantly becomes easier. Even the fact that you write it down, it becomes a lot easier. That would be the first step. And the second step is look at it from a perspective of, okay, what is in my control? What is outside of my control? And what is in your control? Focus on that. And that's a very simple idea there. From Stephen Covey, circle of influence versus circle of concern. A lot of people live in the circle of concern. They're constantly concerned about things that they can't change. And successful people really focus on their circle of influence and try to expand that circle by taking more and more action, by being more and more productive. And this is what you can do as well. And instead of really being caught up in all that concern of things that you can't even influence, no way you can influence those things. So it really doesn't make any sense. Why do you waste your time on that when you can actually take action and make a change happen? So that's just my 2 cents. There's a lot of different things. By taking action, by actually writing this thing down, and by breaking it down, you increase your self-efficacy. There's some really good work from Alba Bandura on this. You can check out his stuff on self-efficacy. His research is really good because you actually prove to yourself that you can do it. And next time when you face the same situation, it gets easier. You don't get overwhelmed so easy because now you've proven to yourself that you can actually break it down, that you can take action, and that no problem is too big for you. And that is what self-efficacy really is about. It's some people will just simply avoid a task that they seem to just perceive as too hard. It just seems to be too complicated, and you try to avoid it. But if you cultivate self-efficacy, and if you break it down, if you really write it down, and if you just use that method of like baby stepping it, you will develop that self-efficacy. You will prove to yourself that you can actually do it, and that leads to your future success because now you're going to be able to tackle much more complicated problems. And that is all for this quick video here on how to stop worrying. This is my 2 cents. As I said, there's a lot of research on this which you can look into if you're interested. Let me know in the comments below if you find this helpful. Aside from that, make sure to hit that subscribe button below to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.